Hello, I'm Asa. I love video games. I'm 43 years old, so not surprisingly, I've been gaming since the days of King's Quest, a game I played a long time ago as a kid on my 286. I was there when Street Fighter I was a niche arcade game you could only play at a 7-Eleven after school. I grew up playing everything from Dragon Warrior to Ninja Gaiden on the NES, from Final Fantasy IV, then known to us as Final Fantasy II, all the way to the SNES's dying days with games like Super Mario RPG and Tetris Attack. That's when Nintendo decided to go more kiddie-friendly, and so I switched to the PlayStation and continued my RPG and strategy game obsession there. I'm sure you get it by now. I've been around games my entire life. They saw me through all sorts of good and bad moments in my life. Today I do most of my gaming on my Switch and on Steam. I never lost the taste for gaming, and I love to try out the plethora of unsung games on Steam made by the same kinds of minds that made the games I loved in yesteryear. This is me. I'm a guy that loves games. I suspect that most gamers, if not all, are more or less like myself. You got that one game series you really like, and then a bunch you probably play every now and then some you probably stay away from entirely. Pretty sure we all play games for the enjoyment, and not because...
But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming.
Fast forward to today. Meet Frisk. Oh wait, hang on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, Frisk believes all gamers are out to get her. We can't possibly love video games for their awesome theming, their fun and addicting gameplay, because we're good at them, or because we love a character or two in them, because we're enthralled by the story and the setting. Nope! According to Frisk, this is 100% the only reason anyone ever bothers to pick up a controller. Titties. Lots and lots of titties. So this is the image of us gamers that angry little boys like Frisk have to attack. They have no choice because they have nothing else. And moreover, the image that a small and loud group of anti-gamers trying to rain on our parade have tried to make stick since 2012 or so. It's a tired and inaccurate stereotype that all of us are just a bunch of sexist neckbeards that only care about how much TNA there is in a game.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child, but...
Where am I?
We had to rebuild you. Stronger, faster, tougher, lesbianic.
Jamie, you've got to disarm these terrorists. You're the nation's only hope.
No problem. That's what I was made for.
You're outnumbered and outgunned. What are you gonna do?
This.
Every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us, I can see you, without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host.
Listen, Sauron, it's not my fault that your idiotic and lame show that I can't believe people ever tuned into in the first place had scantily clad women jumping into pies, or whatever Olivia Munn is doing here. G4 had nothing to do with gaming or gamers back then, and it has nothing to do with gaming or gamers today. Take up your rage with the producers who made programming explicitly made to appeal to lonely, horny losers back in the day. Sex sells, bitch! And it's painfully obvious now to anyone with eyes that that's what made your stupid show popular back in the day. This shit.
I'm celebrity spokesperson Olivia Munn, and I'm endorsing the only way to natural boob enhancement. Easy Curves. Easy Curves is scientifically proven to enhance bust size with every pump.
But what if my boobs get too big?
As if that could be a problem. But seriously, Easy Curves has a built-in safety measure. When your boobs are big enough, you can't use it anymore. like me. See? Perfect size. Yes, even I, Olivia Munn, needed easy curves. Now, men can't stop looking at me. Hey, boys. My boobs are huge and real.
Buy Easy Curves, and Olivia will keep using it and sending you pictures of her progress.
You don't get to blame gamers for that. We're not all a bunch of walking erections like you seem to believe, Frisk. Hell, gaming today is more of an Easter egg hunt than ever. I have to dig around and wade through all the shit in order to find the gems that don't pander to your unnaturally baraka-mouthed freaks like you. If your ratings are tanking, it's because you got nothing interesting to say, nothing new to present, nothing worth watching, and worst of all, you're an angry, ugly, demon-toothed harpy who is clearly always a swipe left on Tinder. That's not our fault. Get angry at your parents' genetics for producing in you an unappealing, snaggle-toothed harridan. Not at us for enjoying the games we love and not giving you the time of day. No one in the history of ever has catcalled you, nor will they ever. You never have to worry about that.
No one would pay to see you perform.
I know a lot of people who'd pay at least a tenner to see me.
I know a lot of people who'd pay not to hear you.
It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
Okay, who would be dumb enough to say something so remotely stupid? I submit to you that anyone who goes, I used to slap my sausage to Olivia Munn back in the day, is a loser, and if they were to publicly admit to it, they would be rightfully labeled as a loser. It just doesn't happen, Frisk. This is a made-up strawman that you assholes have been attacking for years, and frankly, we're all a little weary of you crying wolf by now. Or braying wolf in your case.
It's not a compliment. It's weird. It's dehumanizing, and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for
You know, the only reason you brought up Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb is because you're jealous of both of them and their ability to draw a crowd, and your inability to do likewise. Guaranteed 100% you would be enjoying the viewership of those exact same horny, lonely losers that you appealed to back in the day if they were interested in you enough to tune in and pretend to listen to whatever inane shit you're saying. Sorry, bitch. You don't got it.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review.
Ah, there it is. Good that you admit that you don't do anything but read a teleprompter. We know, Frisk, you're completely ignorant of video games, its fan base, and its history. And it's painfully obvious to us that you have an agenda, not an actual love for these games. Moving along.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace!
Hey, I gotta back you up.
I agree, Frisk. Enjoy your 15 seconds of fame for pissing off the only possible audience you could have possibly cultivated, because they will inevitably be your last. No one gives a shit about you. No one ever will. The only way us ugly people ever get attention is by being interesting, deep, or funny. You are none of those things, so it's probably time for you to get off that high horse of yours and recognize your sad, pathetic truth for what it is. You're just ugly. That's it. And not even hate views will save G4 in its current state. Hate views can only get you so far. Hell, I didn't even tune in back in the day, and that's when you were all the rage. I was too busy playing the games I loved back in the day, and today, well, today, who the hell wants to see this shit?
Join me here in the circle.
Hey. Hey. Hey, you okay? Yeah.
What the hell is this? No one wants to watch boring-ass people act out a pre-scripted D&D session wearing half-ass cosplay. I shit you not. They genuinely think this crap here is gonna draw eyeballs to their channel. You gotta be shitting me, G4. I mean, what the fuck is this? How the hell is this in any way going to top this? Sorry, guys, you guys have conceptually shot yourself in the balls. I could say that G4 used to be better, but nah, you were always this boring. Only back then, you eked on by thanks to the very same sex appeal that you're complaining about today. That's what made you. How hypocritical can you get, G4? Adam Senseless is probably drinking himself into a stupor when he finally realizes that the only reason G4 ever got any viewership is because of Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb, and not because he's a particularly interesting person himself. Your rant is reflective of his own frustrations. That's why he clapped like a fucking trained seal when you opened your never-touched-by-Colgate bulldozer-like jaw, bitch. Now shut the fuck up and let us play our games in peace, will ya? As for this tired sexism and gaming bullshit you've been desperately trying to shove down people's throats for well over a decade now, you remember that King's Quest game I told you about in the beginning that I played back when I was a kid way back in the 80s? Yeah, that game, it was produced by the immortal Roberta Williams. A woman made one of my favorite childhood games, and I thank her for it. How's that for a twist? The only thing women ever need to succeed in gaming is to make kick-ass games and stop complaining about the lack of representation. Peace out, bitch!
Thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you.
Well, let's finish this up. Let me answer you in turn, Frosk. First of all, G4 objectified those women. They knew what they were doing, and both of them were happily complicit in their own objectification. Shut the fuck up. Second, you're ruining my day when you claim that all gaming and all gamers are sexist, and all you can produce is accusations. I don't want some Microsoft shill who admittedly gets her shit written for her by even more ignorant people than herself, all with the same anti-gaming agenda to tell me that they hate me for existing. You're a dime a dozen, and you're going in the trash where you fucking belong. How about in 2022, you zip it and leave us be? We will happily go on ignoring you. Oh, by the way, my content is also free, and you don't hear me bitching about who's watching and who isn't. You want to see more? Give me a hell yeah! Till next time, you thirsty fucks. Alright, I'm gonna go almost quasi-radio on this one. Time is of the essence, and I'm not gonna go search for too many images for this one. Sorry about that. I don't want to waste too much time on this stupid shit. I see this hashtag fever has hit the faithful, and it's filling a lot of brains with absolute shit. Just a few hours ago, my friend the Gaming Goose posted a frustrated-sounding video wherein he blasts the hashtag WTFU and hashtag Make YouTube Great Again hashtags, as literally thousands of brainwashed thugs have decided to post angry comments on YouTube videos that don't toe the channel awesome party line. Hell, they're already claiming some of us are traitors simply because we disagree with the motives behind the hashtag, the people behind the hashtag, and the hypocrisies behind the hashtag. Alright, so motives. You have Doug Walker going absolutely nuts over fair use on YouTube, and how his poor little Chanley Wanley got taken down for all of, a few hours? Because of some copyright shit? Funny. Doug himself has a history of abusing the YouTube flagging system to take down people who upload clips of his show in whatever context they put it in. Where was their fair use, Doug? Ask your friend AVGN why back in 2011 he had Mike Matei copyright flag me for running a scathing commentary of his show. Doug, you're a hypocrite. You didn't care about this stuff until it hit you in your wallet. When it's anyone else, fuck 'em, that's how you treat 'em. And what's this hashtag supposed to be doing? Raising awareness? Nope. It's just another way for couch potato slacktivists to act like they're actually accomplishing something. Let's all cry and whine over TFS and Doug, guys! Yeah, guys who whine and get their channels pulled for all of a couple of hours, and who, surprise, surprise, all got reinstated. They were too big to fail. But Johnny 2 Subs can go fuck himself. YouTube can't ever be pressured into giving some nobody their channel back. I speak from experience. I was given 3 copyright strikes in 2011. Like many smaller channels, no one shed a tear over me. Look, guys, straight talk. This is about the 3rd or 4th time I'm recommending this. You want YouTube to change? Boycott YouTube. The only way you're going to hurt a multi-million-dollar corporation is to stop using their services. No hashtag is going to make YouTube suddenly employ human beings to run their flagging system, because that would be cost ineffective. YouTube likes the fact that money rolls in without too much money having to roll out. But none of you are going to boycott the site. I recommended this to people in 2011, 2013. I told everybody, boycott YouTube. Well, it's 2016, and yes, boycott YouTube if you want to see YouTube actually change. Otherwise, all you're going to be doing is playing into these big channels' schemes. See, they want you to keep them relevant at a time when their popularity is waning. And what better way to do that than with a feel-good cause they can goad you into believing will have an effect on how things are managed on YouTube. None of these people care for my interest or your interest. They only care about their own bottom line. You're just supporting another corporation. Who cares which one is bigger or which one is smaller? None of them are here to make YouTube better, quote unquote. None of them are going to go to court with Google over this. And well, Google has the best lawyers money can buy. And what do we have? The court of Twitter hashtags? What are you, mental? You want to hit YouTube where it hurts them most? You're going to have to agree to give up your YouTube drug en masse. But you don't want to do that. You love that YouTube drug so much. No hashtag's going to change diddly squat, alright? Only action can bring about action. Stop buying into what these charlatans are telling you. They're selling you a lemon. And if you could exercise a bit of true critical thinking, you would probably be able to see that. Hello, dear viewer. Today I would...
Any plans to review the AVGN movie?
Well, I'd like to... Hello! Have you seen the AVGN, the movie, yet? And are you going to review it? As I said today...
Asa, I'm sure people have asked you to review it already, but...
I just want to...
I hope you get a chance to review AVGN's movie. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
Hey man, have you seen the AVGN movie? It's so fucking bad and despicable. It deserves a review from you. I mean, I could make a review, but I have like 0 subscribers, so that world be pointless. I hope you read these, and good luck.
Alright, okay, we'll do the review. But first, I have to warn you, I gotta be honest with you, unlike my detractors or the gaming media in general, I have to warn you, come clean and say that there's a huge potential here for a biased review from me. I have to let you know, even if you don't know by now, that I am well known for having protested the Indiegogo campaign that helped fund this movie. I thought back then, and still do now, that James Rolfe wasn't thoroughly transparent about how he would use the extra funds he got that he hadn't asked for. His fans simply assumed that he needed the exact amount he was donated. There were no stretch goals, no real meaty prizes for the donators, and worst of all, nowhere in his donation campaign was there an actual option to buy a copy of the movie for your donation dollar. I thought it was a poorly run, fuck your fans in the ass, clear as mud campaign. I thought, moreover, that charging fans $15 to see a trailer with a Q&A at the end was particularly scummy. Now, I had predicted that the movie would flop, be only liked by fans and the people who actually participated in the production of the movie, and that it would be like an extended version of an episode of his show, specifically that it would be like his Rob episode, only longer. So the fabled AVGN movie that took 3 years to make finally made its debut in select theaters in the US and was met with a very lukewarm reception. Want to know why you haven't seen a flood of "holy shit, go watch this movie right now" type reviews? Well, first of all, it took too long to be released. It was a huge mistake for his momentum to release a movie almost 2 years after releasing the trailer. Second, it was in few theaters, and although Cinemassacre wants you, the fanboys, to believe that it was this sold-out, super-duper, one-night-only special rare gala event, well, take a look at this. Yeah, sold out to whom? The Invisible Woman and her extended family? Couldn't you seat these extra people, I don't know, here? Look at all those empty seats! And not even bringing Doug on stage helped draw a crowd. He made a movie for a subset of a subset of a subset of a demographic, and so you can't expect many people to have heard of or even given a shit about this movie. The only 2 reviews you can find on RottenTomatoes.com are from a huge fan of the show, and this website that sells Blu-rays. And even then, the guy only gave it a mild 7 out of 10 with a well, he did okay type review. Quite a few fans even forgot he was making a movie. So in the end, did the fans get what they paid for? Well, that's where I gotta come out and say, this movie meets all expectations. Those of you who expected to love the movie, well, you did. And those of us who expected the movie to suck, well, we got validation as well. James Rolfe, in a weird way, ensured that anybody watching this movie got exactly what they were expecting out of it. The fans, well, they were already won from day one. No matter how much he abused their good faith, they were determined to love it. And those of his fans who actually liked his Rob episode, well, this movie is exactly like that. What with the kaiju and the giant mecha god that they were battling, even I must admit, that was pretty cool. And, well, if you're a fan of the AVGN, you owe it to yourself to go watch this, as you're going to love the hell out of it. And those of us haters, well, there's enough in this movie to hate, trust me. Oh yeah, from the forced dialogue to the puerile jokes to the inconsistent video quality ranging from "holy shit, that's well done" to "wow, this driving sequence looks like it was ripped straight out of Toonces the Driving Cat." Costumes ranging from "holy shit, that's cool, it's a guy in a tank" to "what the fuck are those? No, please tell me those aren't supposed to be robots." And effects ranging from bad to worse to "oh, come on, that's a fucking steamer basket with a painted roll of toilet paper flying out of it." You'll know what scene I'm talking about when you see it. I had expected the movie to be much worse than this, though. What he ended up creating was a bizarre blend of mismatched quality all throughout. The movie starts off on a serious note, talking about the history of Atari, and then immediately it dumps you into campland 15 minutes in and progressively gets cheesier, dumber, and campier. The gags, you'll see each and every one of them coming ahead of time. When you see the context of some of them, you're going to roll your eyes and wonder how is this worth $327,000? This movie is the equivalent of wearing a top hat, a Hawaiian shirt, khakis, and clown shoes. It's so mismatched, so tacky, so ugly, you just can't help but stare at it until it goes away. This film tried so hard to be a trauma film, but even Lloyd Kaufman's cameo couldn't make it look more than the half-assed attempt at copying a style that it really is. And that's just the thing, this movie isn't horrible, it's not terrible, it's just bad. Even my friend Emmer, whom I watched this with, who has a special predilection for hyper-campy, super cheese-dripping movies, even he couldn't bring himself to love and enjoy this movie fully because the movie doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. It sends a lot of mixed signals. Is it a serious discussion about the Atari landfill thing? Is it a hyper-cheesy alien film? Is it an AVGN review? What the hell is it? It's all of those and it's none of those. All mixed into one, and neither one of those done full-assed. I don't think AVGN himself realized just what kind of movie he was going to work out. He just made a movie. And that's made painfully obvious when you realize this movie has a 2-hour runtime. It's just long and drawn out. You could really chew the fat and bring that movie down to a clean hour and a half if you tried. But he wanted to put a little bit of everything in there, and little bit of everything doesn't always work. It's like leftovers, you know? So, bottom line, and in conclusion, I expected this movie to suck. It sucked. This guy expected to love the shit out of the movie, and he did. That's because he was the target audience. So, there you have it. If you're an AVGN fan, go watch this movie. And would I recommend this movie? Not on your fucking life. It's boring as hell. That's all I got to say. Till next time, dear viewer. I await the AVGN fans' hate right about now. Which is kinda sad when you realize that AVGN, all throughout his movie, portrays his fans as obsessed, zombie mentality, drooling idiots who'll buy anything he touches, and who will cling to his every word. How's that strike you, fanboys? At no point are the fans portrayed as competent. So we can strike taste from your list of attributes. 327k. Hope it was worth it to be mocked in such a manner by your hero. Till next time.